The world watches as the conflict in Ukraine continues. Recently, senior U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, engaged in talks with Russian and Ukrainian counterparts in Saudi Arabia. The objective, a ceasefire. However, this US-led peace initiative has sparked concern among European allies. They worry about being sidelined in crucial negotiations regarding the future of Ukraine. President Trump's announcement of a potential meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin has only amplified these anxieties. The potential for a separate US-Russia dialogue has raised alarm bells across Europe. Many fear that their interests, intrinsically tied to Ukraine's fate, could be disregarded. This concern stems from a growing sentiment that Europe might be relegated to a secondary role in shaping the outcome of the conflict. The historical and geographical proximity of Europe to Ukraine makes its stake in the conflict undeniable. European leaders are now actively seeking assurance of their involvement in any peace talks. In response to these concerns, European leaders have sprung into action. Their goal is clear: present a united front and ensure their voices are heard in any discussions about Ukraine's future. NATO chief Mark Rutte has been particularly vocal, stressing the need for Europe to develop its own substantial peace proposals. This, he argues, is crucial for maintaining relevance in the face of US-led talks. Rutte's call for a united European front goes beyond mere rhetoric. He plans to attend a high-stakes meeting of European leaders convened by French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris. This gathering signifies a concerted effort to formulate a cohesive European stance on the Ukrainian crisis. The message is clear: Europe will not be a passive bystander. They are determined to play an active and influential role in shaping the future of their eastern neighbor. Amidst these diplomatic maneuvers, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has issued a dramatic plea. Facing the relentless onslaught of the conflict, Zelensky has called for the creation of a European army. This, he argues, is essential to guarantee the continent's security and reduce reliance on the United States. Zelensky's proposition underscores a growing sense of urgency in Ukraine. Zelensky's call for a European army is not merely a military proposition, it's a political statement. He has emphatically stated that decisions about Ukraine and by extension Europe's security should not be made without their direct involvement. This assertive stance reflects a desire for greater agency on the world stage. It's a call for Europe to step up and share the burden of safeguarding the continent's future. While US officials have offered assurances that Ukraine will not be abandoned, their actions and statements have often sent mixed messages. Vice President J.D. Vance has emphasized the need for a durable, lasting peace, while Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth seemingly ruled out Ukraine joining NATO or reclaiming all lost territory. These inconsistencies have done little to assuage European concerns or bolster Ukrainian confidence. Meanwhile, the situation on the ground in eastern Ukraine remains dire. Despite heavy losses, Russian forces have made incremental advances, exacerbating the humanitarian crisis. Public anxiety is palpable, with pro-Ukrainian demonstrations expressing apprehension about the potential outcomes of talks between President Trump and President Putin. The specter of a protracted conflict looms large, casting a shadow over the diplomatic efforts aimed at finding a peaceful resolution.